Ashley Evan Smith and I got an all expenses paid trip to Honduras to train with the military. It was a blast, loved every second of it, and they rioted a week after we left. So I'm aware that was very leading. What I have done and have done for years now is I've traveled the world, usually about once a year, but I'll go to 4, 5, 6, 12 different countries over between a week and 3 week time span. I go to military bases and I train with their people. I just give seminars all over the world. I train with the locals. I train with the Americans that went over there. I just do the best I can to bring a little bit of home to them. You got to forgive me. I'm from Wisconsin, and there's a bunch of Polacks up there, myself included. And so a lot of times I'll speak and I'll say instead of them. I like to train with them is what I meant to just say. This particular Honduras trip, I actually started up in Greenland. I was further north than the Aurora Borealis, and I wanted to see it so bad, but they said, yeah, we're like long ways from it, long ways too far north. From there, I went to Honduras, and then I finished the trip in Cuba. I've told this story before, but while in Cuba, I got to eat a McRib sandwich during a blood moon in Cuba. It's crazy. I mean, the odds of that happening are slim to nil. And I am the guy that went to Cuba and ate a McDonald's, but I ate a McRib sandwich. They're only around for like a week or two a year, and I was in Cuba during a blood moon, eclipsed blood moon. It was nuts. I should have bought a lottery ticket if I could have. But anyways, Honduras. The fun thing I got to do is I got to get attacked by dogs. They have military dogs. Now, I've done it a few times, but this time was particularly fun. They jumped on me and just mauled the tar out of me. It was enjoyable. Now, the training. What we do at every base we go to on these trips is we travel the base. We go and see anything and everything we can that's at the base. Try and introduce ourselves. Tell them, hey, tonight at 800 hours. I think that's the right time. We're going to be doing seminar under the canopy out there. We just try and raise awareness, get people to come out and see it. And we got a ton of people. We actually didn't have enough mat space to do everything safely, but we made do. So we went out there, and every time we do a seminar like this, depending on how many people are there, we get everyone warmed up, and then we get to roll. I didn't film much of the instructional portion of it. At least I'm not putting it on here. I'm just putting on the rolling, because the rolling is the fun part. All day long, somebody kept saying, you better watch out for it. And he was a Brazilian fella. I can't remember his name. He's a black belt. He's really good. He's this and that. And so all day long, he's like, man, I hope I don't get terribly submitted by these guys. But he was being bragged about all day by everyone. We eventually rolled. I believe I've got the footage on here. I don't remember exactly who it was. But this fellow was pretty good too. He was in there, and we were just moving and grooving. And I'm a lot bigger than everyone, and of course a lot more experience. It's amazing how many jiu-jitsu practitioners I now find on base. I've been doing this for 7-8 years, and right now every base I went to, there were 4 or 5 guys that did jiu-jitsu and did it pretty well. My job isn't to go in there and slaughter them. I go in there and I work with them. I do everything. I give up positions. I fight out of positions. I coach them as I'm doing. I just have a real good time. So you look here, he's on my back and he's rolling and grooving and doing stuff. A lot of it is I'm kind of letting him work with me, and he's enjoying every moment. But at the end of the day, I got to remind everyone I'm the UFC badass. And especially at the time, I was the UFC badass. And actually more so. So Ashley Evan Smith and I, we were supposed to have a group of 4. She and I were fill-ins because 2 people got hurt and couldn't go. And then the other 2 that were going with us, they got hurt. And so it was just she and I. And we went all over the world together. But she was kind of hurt too, so she couldn't even roll. Every base we went to, every time we rolled, I just ended up rolling with everyone myself. People really get into it. They had a good time here. I'm going for that anaconda choke, just rolling through. It's a fun choke to be able to play with a little bit, because once it's in, it's hard to get out of. But if they do, you get to fight. Oh, he's going for that armbar. Oh, my God. Bell rings, and we get back up. I get 30 seconds to breathe, and then we're back on with the next one. And some of these guys, as we're rolling, they're really talented. Something I didn't say at the beginning of the video, Honduras. If you ever get the chance to go there, their their airport is like in the middle of a crater of mountains. It is the most uneasy landing you will ever have. Google it. People will find it really funny, or you'll find it really funny if you Google what a landing in Honduras. It's the trickiest airport there is. But we landed all right-ish, got off, and then we went to a food truck, which is right across the parking lot. And we got us pig feet, and it was absolutely delicious. After that, we went to our base. We got to scope out everything, see what we're going to be doing, who we're going to be being choked by, and, just learning the lay of the land. We are then told the hours that we're going to be rolling. We're told who's going to be rolling with us. I love being bigger than people. I just squished them. That was my submission attack. And I just get to experience the base. So if I'm not supposed to be meeting with someone, I kind of get access. We go out there. Ashley Evans and I, after this, we went over to, there's a pub just down the road that had karaoke. We sang karaoke together for hours. Just had a blast doing it. Something you might not have known about me is I am the greatest karaoke singer that has ever been. That's scientifically proven. There's never been a better karaoke singer than I. Once you're a professional singer, you're not on this list anymore at all. So anyways, we went in there, we're rolling and grooving and having a good time with everyone. Every time the bell rings, we get to switch and move. We get to just enjoy the moment. And you guys keep seeing me do that sweep. It's called the bum sweep. The Von Flu. Every military person I've rolled with all around the world, they all do they're all susceptible to the Von Flu. They all do the best they can to grab my neck, just like he's doing now. I can put that shoulder pressure down, and I can get almost all of them. Every now and then I'll feel bad, I'll loosen up, or, is he going to tap? I don't even remember. He's in there, he's fighting it well. And that is the secret to the Von Flu, guys. You got to push the hip, just try and bridge, try and roll, try and keep that distance. If you can re-guard, you lose it. Your arm is trapped by my chin, and as soon as you let go, I can let go of myself, and then I come back up. He was bumping his head on the pole there. And all of these guys were so tickled to be able to roll with us, to be able to meet a UFC fighter and experience all of that. They really enjoy the camaraderie that we bring back from the States. A lot of these guys have left their kids at home, left their wives at home, have not met their kids yet. A lot of the guys that are pretty homesick, they've been here for a while. They're not in a war zone, but they are away from the life they would really like. They're out here in Honduras, training to keep the peace. And they were very prepared at this point. Next week was the election in Honduras. And they said for about a month of this election, there have been riots, or they were expecting riots all over the country. So they were shutting down the military base. Nobody was allowed off anymore. Nice little past amount there. Nobody was allowed off the base. Nobody was allowed to do anything a week after this rolling session, because they were expecting the political turmoil to be too much. This is the fella that everybody told me was the black belt, or was amazing and was going to be the greatest roller of the night, and he was going to whoop all of us. He was good. He wasn't great, but he was good. And apparently, I was talking to him, apparently he's just a purple belt, and all his buddies were just setting him up to get crushed by Ashley and I. We didn't crush anyone, but we had a good time. Here I'm setting up a Darce. If I can keep that arm trapped, I'll roll through, and I'll connect my hands. It is one of my favorite moves. Because he was expected to be the best one out there, I had to submit him first. That way I could stall a little bit for the rest of the round. Have any of you guys, listening, watching this right now, been to Honduras, heard of the airport or anything like that? A fun part about it is that as we were, driving to and from wherever we were going, there were goats everywhere. There were just goats out and about, just wandering. There were wild goats just chilling. They're about as smart there as they are here, so there were a lot of goats dead on the side of the road. But it was really kind of impressive watching how the culture worked. As much as there were wild goats, there were trained goats, I guess you'd say, or shepherded goats. So you'd be walking down the road next to the vehicles and everything. That's just a meathead move that I just did. Walking down the road, and there'd be a goat flock of 30 or 40 different goats with a guy walking behind him, trying to keep him out of the road. And it was our job not to hit the guy or any of the goats. It was just a lot of fun. I've got more fight footage, but I didn't want this video to go for too long. So enjoy the rest of this. And I'm getting my darts again. Enjoy the rest of this video, and thanks for watching, guys. Tell me what country you want to hear about next, because I've probably been there.